Welcome, everybody, to the first Smite 2 closed alpha test and showcase, basically patch notes breakdown. It's going to be new this time around, a little bit different. And we're going to hit some highlight points because this is a pretty long introduction for things happening in Smite 2. So we're going to hit the major points for you and try to give you some pretty detailed feedback early on here. Starting off with the fact our is illustrated card arts are back. Environmental overall has taken place. You're going to see that in Arena and in the Conquest map. You're going to get a K screen, an ability screen update along with HUDs. 20 plus items from Smite 1 come over to Smite 2. Itemization changes along with revised gods, damaging types, and scaling. We're going to get to all that and more here shortly. But let's start off with the things you need to know. This is going to go live tomorrow, August 27th. And you're going to be able to play from now on. Progression is going to be permanent. There's no more resets. It's going to feel pretty good. Along with that, day one, we are getting ranked Conquest for a test season, and there is no entry requirements. You don't have to be a certain account level. You don't have to have a certain amount of gods mastered. You can just hop in and play ranked from the get-go of Smite 2, which is a nice change from Smite 1. So Smite 2 rank system goals are to increase the player base and enhance the competition. This is a test season, so no rewards this time around. We want to see to make sure things are working well. They can get feedback. They can update this. And this comes along with a new rating system. It's going to be called SR for skill rating now. And this brand new system is going to be an all-in-one system. No more MMR and TP. Just SR from now on. What is this going to do? All players start at a minimum SR, which is going to be 0. Something that I was big about in Smite 1, starting off at 1500 just kind of felt weird that you're just in like this middle area. Starting at 0, I think, feels better. And if you're underrated, you're going to advance quickly upwards, where if you're overrated, it's going to not punish you as much as it works to find out where you need to be. And then SR is uncapped, meaning you can go as high as you want within that season. At the top end, SR is designed to reward a higher win rate over a higher win count, which is a nice change from Smite 1. What does this mean? This means there's going to be new ranks. At 200 SR, you'll be Amber, 800 Bronze, 1400 Silver, 2000 Gold, 2600 Platinum, 3200 Diamond, 3800 Obsidian, 4400 Master, 5000 Demigod. Once you've reached Demigod, you can continue the grind to be in that top 100 players for the rank of Deity, which is pretty sick. I like that they've added in new ranks. I like the new rank system. I like these new images that they're coming with. Overall, I think this is going to feel good. I can't wait to see where it goes. I think overall, this is a feels good for the Smite community. And hopefully, we'll see that player base get a little bit larger. But this comes into the fact of, in Smite 1, we're used to this idea of only being able to solo or duo queue. You're now going to be able to solo, duo, trio, and 5-stack Conquest. So you can go in there with your full 5-stack, especially if you're playing amateur Smite or, you play competitive Smite in general, and you want to get some scrims in. You get this idea of scrims within the rank system now. I really, really like this. Now, obviously, there is a dampening of SR coming along with wide skill range parties. Overall, can't wait to see how that works. It does not matter what rank your friend is right now. You can queue with them no matter what. Overall, I think this feels good. It could use some adjustments over the grand scheme of things. But to give an idea of how this is going to work, 25% SR reduction if the top and bottom SR rated players are more than 1200 SR apart. Scaling another 25% for each additional 600 SR difference, up to 75%. So it's just going to keep you from being able to pull your friend upwards in the ranks, which I think is good. And they added a new draft lobby UI. I've already mentioned the illustrated card arts are back, so stay tuned for that. But we have all this new progression and customization coming in the game as well. First of all, your legacy gems, they're still there. They're still going to be happening. They're going to double if you buy one of those Founders packs. Nexus is going to have a new storefront, so make sure to check that out. Code BLAZE to be able to go get you some diamonds, which is the new currency for Smite 2. Along with that, we have new progression in the form of Ascension Passes, and you might be like, hey, what the heck is going on with these Ascension Passes? But before I get there, let me remind you, you can get diamonds by logging into the game and other means as well, so there's going to be a way to get those, so don't fret too much. Ascension Passes and God Mastery. So this new idea of God Mastery comes in the form of Ascension Passes. Basically, they're going to go level 1 through 12. At 12, you get your stars. So you might be like, wow, what do I get? Well, for free, you get a clap emote at level 1. At level 2, you get an Ascended Objective Destroy Tracker. At level 3, you get an Assist Tracker plus 20 diamonds. I forgot the 10 diamonds with the clap emote. At level 4, your Ascended one gives you a God Unique Tracker. At level 5, you get a free Onyx skin plus 30 diamonds. At level 5, you get an Ascended Opal skin. At level 6, you get an Ascended Global emote. At level 7, you get a free Wave emote plus the 40 diamonds. At level 8, you get an Ascended Title. At level 9, you get free Kills Tracker plus 50 diamonds. At level 10, you get free God Mastery Badge plus 75 diamonds. At level 10, you get the Ascended Radiant skin plus a card effect plus 225 diamonds. At level 11, a Mastery Star to be displayed on your Mastery level. And a reminder, at level 12 plus, you get free unlimited Mastery Stars. So this revamped Mastery system allows you to get free rewards in the sense of trackers, emotes, and a skin. But if you go Ascended, you get a few more skins, some special trackers, and things of that nature. I really, really like this idea, and I can't wait to see more and what comes of this. Overall, I think this feels good. I think it's a nice change from the previous Mastery system. Just adds a little bit more unique features, and those god emotes that you unlock, you can go and use on other gods. And you're also going to have this idea of being able to build a god kit, so you can customize per god what your layout looks like for card effects and things of that nature coming in this area. Cosmetics to look out for: you're going to have your skins for your gods, you're going to have trackers, which are those numeric counters. I think there could be some really fun ones. I think it would be personally funny if there was a F6 one for every time you've either started an F6 or said yes, or F7 one for every time you voted to not surrender a game. I think they could have fun with these stat trackers and just keep it interesting. Badges are artistic icons to display on your god's card on a loading screen. Each god can have up to 3 of those badges on there. Card effects, animated effects on around the edge of your god's card. There's animated emotes, which are ones that cause your god to animate in the world. Mastery emotes, which are particle effect emote that displays the mastery level or mastery stars of the god you're playing. And you have your global emotes, which we already have in game currently, but now they're going to be a new fresh take on that, along with titles. You might be like, man, what's going on with the cosmetic rarities? Well, you're going to have Heroic, which is green, Fable, blue, Epic, purple, Legendary is going to be yellow, and Mythical is going to be orange. Cosmetic attainability: all skins should have one of the following obtainable tags to clarify their time of availability. Standard: this item is available for direct purchase and may appear in a chest or other special events. Special: this item is from a special event and may appear for direct purchase or chest later on. Rare: this is a rare item and may only appear in special occasions. We have God loadout, so you can, on your God loadout, you can go set up your skin, your badge, your tracker, and card effect for each game. You have your player loadouts, which are your badge, title, and emotes that you want, along with your Divine Legacy progress is there as well. So make sure to check that out in Smite 1 if you haven't already picked it up. You can go do that still. Conquest: there are some new things on the Conquest map from the previous alpha weekends, so make sure to follow this up. There's also some stat changes, like starting gold's now at 1250 because you can get a starter item in the game. Starter items are their own unique slot, so you get 7 items in total. 6 are ones that you're building throughout the game. The 7th slot, which is the first slot at the beginning of the game, is going to go towards your starter item, which you can upgrade at the end of the game or towards the end of the game. But what new things are in Conquest? I'm glad you asked. Obviously, we have the environmental overhaul. It's going to look beautiful. You have the new camp. Oracles are coming over. They're going to give you that buff on the Gold Fury side to give a ward. On the Gold Fury pit, you now have the new camp called Queen Naga. It will spawn at 7 minutes into the match. An announcement will play for all players. Her mini-map icon will be visible for all players. The Queen Naga has 4 random spawn locations, 2 on the Order side, 2 on the Chaos side. Once she has spawned on one side, her next spawn is always on the opposite side. Once spawned, she will idle for 45 seconds before she starts her patrol. Her patrol will always end at the opposing team jungle, so stay tuned for that. And then on her patrol, she, for example, if her patrol starts on the Order side, she will end up on the Chaos side at the end. Once she ends, she will idle again for 45 seconds before going back. When attacked, she creates a dynamic leash area in her location. And you might be like, well, what happens if I defeat her? Well, the new jungle buff, Naga Assault, happens, and it drops from defeating the Naga Queen, obviously. It's dealing damage to an objective or jungle boss, spawns 2 Naga soldiers that assist you in battle. Naga soldiers will only attack the target you've initially hit. Soldiers will despawn if the player is defeated or if the target is defeated. There's a 20-second cooldown before you can summon another set of soldiers, and you can only summon a new set of soldiers when the previous set have been unsummoned or defeated. The Naga soldier's strength and health is based on the owner's level. Naga soldiers can be affected by superior leadership. Superior leadership is obtainable for defeating the Gold Furies twice, and lasts for 180 seconds, stacks with a jungle buff. So this is going to help you push down towers and kind of snowball a little bit, getting you that lead and pushing it towards the end of the game. Arena, still there. There have been a few adjustments to Arena. Obviously, that starting gold change that I mentioned earlier. There's a change to hot streaks. The hot streak effect was increasing extremes too much, so the change has now reduced the bounds of those extremes along with the removal of Battle Cry Relic. The reduced effect that increases damage dealt and received is now at 15% instead of that 20%. I really like this hot streak idea. I think it's fun. Gifts are still going to happen. They increase the duration now to 60 seconds for each gift that's coming down in the arena. Overall, I think these are good and fun changes for the game. Now you might be like, hey, what's going on with gods? So first and foremost, we have Mordred. Mordred is a mixed strength and intelligence ability and basic attack scaling god. He's melee, and he's considered kind of a light tank base stat. So more of that assassin class from Smite 1. His basic attack is has a 4-chain hit. Morning damage scales on 100% strength, 20% intellect. Cleric damages scales on 100% intellect, 60% strength. Wrath of the Forsaken is his passive. He hits enemies to gain Wrath. Wrath is what builds his ultimate. He's like King Arthur. He has 2 stages. After the ability or attacking, you interact key becomes a dash forward. So you can hit spacebar and dash, which is pretty cool. Your first ability is Cruel Strikes. You strike twice with your swords forward. The first slash deals physical damage in front of you, then slams, dealing more physical damage to enemies in a line. Blood Rage is an AoE, physical damage around you, and you gain a decreased attack speed and movement speed. While buffed, basic attacks hits on enemy reduce their physical procs and increase your own. Your third ability, Severing Slice, is a fire projectile that deals physical damage and slows enemies. Direct hits on the center of the projectile cause targets to bleed, and bonus physical damage as they move. You then have 2 different ultimates. You have Heart Slash, which is if you hit an enemy god, they are rooted. You then channel to siphon their life force, gaining a health shield and healing over time while dealing physical damage repeatedly to that enemy. And you have Pursue the Weak. All right, Pursue the Weak. Become CC immune and charge forward, traveling through walls, stopping on the first enemy hit. Once you hit them, it's basically an AoE. You take them up in the air and you slam them down. This can hit up to 5 targets. I've tested it in jungle practice. It's really good. Jingwei is also now in the game. Jingwei has some new features that are worth mentioning. Persistent Gust now has a secondary larger circle area, which does not hit enemies, but allows Jingwei to gain the attack speed buff without being knocked up. Huge change. Feels really good. Explosive Bolts now has 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 as far as charges per rank, allowing the ability to be fired up to 3 times in rapid succession, and therefore gaining up to 9 explosive bolt shots in a row if the ability is activated after every 3 shots. So it gives you kind of a way to spam explosive bolts and play around it in a unique way. I think that feels good. Agility Dash now has left and right turning availability while dashing. Feels really good. Airstrike can now strike a second time directly back in the direction it was fired from. This will occur if Jingwei does not immediately choose a landing location. This second strike can be skipped by landing immediately. So how before you'd fly up in the air and you'd go to that endpoint, you can hold there instead of landing and it will come back and then you can choose where to land. Overall, huge and good feels good change for Jingwei. I really like it. Now, there has been a change to God's damage types, where things are going to be split into physical or magical once again, much like Smite 1. Your physical gods will be gods like Anhur, Bellona, Kurnanos, Chalk, Finra, Jingwei, Loki, Mordred, Neith, Odin, Sasano, and Thanatos. Magical gods, or let me rephrase that, physical gods will only do physical damage, but can scale off of both strength or intellect. Magical gods will deal only magical damage, can also scale off strength or intellect. These gods include Anubis, Ares, Athena, Bacchus, Hades, Hecate, Kukulkan, Sol, the Morgan, Ymir, and Zeus. Now, this leads into this interesting idea that strength ability scaling gods that don't gain anything from int are gods like Anhur, Bellona, Finra, Jingwei, Loki, Sasano, Thanatos. Doesn't mean you still can't go build Mirrodin on them. You can. It just doesn't necessarily garner all the effects that you want. So keep that in mind. Intelligence ability scaling gods are Anubis, Hades, Hecate, Kukulkan, the Morgan, and Zeus. Mixed ability scaling gods are Ares, Athena, Bacchus, Kurnanos, Chalk, Mordred, Neith, Odin, Sol, Ymir. So I would keep an eye on those. I think that is important to keep track of. Overall, I think it feels really good. I think I like this change. This also comes with the itemization change in the shop, where they kind of cut down on the tier 1 and tier 2s to make that a more streamlined building process. But you still have the availability of, okay, I built this tier 1 or tier 2, and it builds into multiple items where I'm not locked into this one tree, which is what happened in Smite 1, and decreases build variety. So we're going to see more and better build variety going forward, which I think is really, really, really good. They talk about it somewhere down here at the end of the patch notes. There's so many. If you want to go look at specific god balance or things like that, feel free to do so. It's there. I will be releasing more videos over the coming weeks, where we're planning on getting at least one educational guide out a week along with some other stuff. I hope that is something you all want to see. If you have other content you want to see in Smite 2, make sure to talk about it in the comments below. I want to help you learn and enjoy Smite. I want to do custom games with the community. I want to have a fun time playing it. So make sure to reach out if you have any questions, and maybe we get a video made about that. But on the way out of here, enjoy Smite 2 tomorrow. You can find me on Smite Game tomorrow night on the closing shift. I'll be on my channel throughout the week as well, slamming some Smite 2 queues with viewers, answering questions. I'll also be hitting the rank queues. Overall, just having a fun time. But before we head out of here, with one last note on the way out, there are new relics, Phantom Shell, and Aegis of Acceleration. I'm not happy about Aegis being in the game, but it's fine. I will live with it. Is there. And last but not least, active items have been reduced to only having 3 active items at a time instead of 6. So stay tuned for that. Let me know how you feel about it. We'll catch you all later, and I appreciate y'all. Make sure if you're buying some diamonds tomorrow, use code BLAZE at checkout on the Nexus shop, and we'll catch y'all later. Bye.